Helpless animals in distress awaken our empathy like a direct arrow. Our reactions can give a vivid picture of who we are. Jumping in to save the critter and giving it all to save the day shows you're a good person. These clips show animals in need and the people doing their part to help them. Get ready. 4 orcas were trapped in a pickle off the coast of Russia. When they did not have an escape route, they did the unexpected. They turned to humans for help. The brave rescuers had to roll up their sleeves and crack big blocks of ice away to rescue them. Guess what? That hard yakka paid off big time. As soon as those 4 orcas were free, they could swim off leisurely. Sadly, this elephant lost a leg and could no longer survive in the wild. However, compassionate individuals designed a prosthetic leg for her to make a difference. With a bit of innovation and a lot of care, she got back on her feet. Despite losing its quills, that hedgehog made a remarkable comeback by growing its spiky armor with serious dedication. It was back in action, ready to embrace the wild once more. The thirsty cobra did the unexpected during the Indian drought. It approached humans and asked for water. There was chaos in Ukraine in February 2022. Rockets and explosions forced families to flee, leaving pets behind. A brave lady stayed with stray dogs and helped them. A puppy named Zuza was sick with a big belly and needed medical attention. The rescuers took out lots of extra liquid from her stomach while trying to save her. And guess what? Zuza's condition improved, and she was able to be happy again. It's all about being brave and helping. There was a case where a dog was trapped in cement one day, and kind people rushed to help the dog. The rescuers saved him, treated his injuries, and most importantly, showered him with love throughout the process. The challenging situation turned into an inspiring story of care and bravery in adversity. Imagine this scenario. An alligator is heading your way. The majority of people would run, right? The man, in this case, is different. There's just Betty, the friendly gator, coming for a treat. Betty is one of 6 rescued alligators living in a private swamp. You know what's even better? She is just as friendly as her fellow gators. In freezing -50-degree weather, a man checks his car after a snowy storm. Suddenly, there are cries for help coming from a snow-covered van. The puppy had been abandoned by its heartless owner, so it had spent the entire night alone in the freezing cold, scared and uncared for. A second chance for a happy and healthy life. There is a little civet with its paws caught in chains, its heart filled with fear towards humans. Here comes Sky, the rescuer, with a twist in the tail. When the civet sees Sky's kindness, he begins to understand. As fear fades, trust replaces it. How does the civet react after Sky frees it? I feel like it's stuck in a state of, wait, what just happened? It's been so surprised by humans' kindness. Here's where things get even more enjoyable. In its unique way, the civet seems to express gratitude to Sky. A lioness is quite far from the watering hole and only has a little time left. To satisfy her thirst, he makes sure she gets water. As Scott walked to work, he heard cries in the distance, desperately needing assistance. Being a hero wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his regular Monday morning. Like a superhero, A man dives into the water to face off with an alligator. With a cigar in his mouth, he summons his inner strength and outwits the predator, allowing the pup to escape. Dogs struggle to stay above water as they tumble through ice. It's a dire situation, exhausted, freezing. Then, out of nowhere, a hero appears. Despite numb legs, he plunges into the icy lake without hesitation, determined to save the dog. They continue to show kindness even after they reach the shore. There is a rallying around of the crowd supporting the hero, showing their gratitude and care for him. The fox was trapped beneath a rock by an odd twist of fate. Luckily, a group of workers arrived just in time to help set it free. Heartlessly abandoning a dog in need, its owners abandoned it in the forest. A massive tumor left the animal alone, cold and afflicted. However, fate had other plans. Animal rescuers found this pitiful creature. His leg was amputated after he was taken to their shelter. Despite the odds, he survived the challenging surgery. This brave dog looks forward to a brighter, happier future with his past behind him. A dog was trapped and on the verge of sinking into cement, but a kind hero stepped in just in time to save it, keeping it from falling into cement. I'm not sure how this little baby deer ended up stranded in a lake, but today was a lucky day for it. Exhausted and unable to walk, fate intervened. It was saved by a kind man who temporarily stood in for its mother. That was how this heartwarming story came to a sweet end, and that is how it touched our hearts. During a rescue mission in Peru, a group of police officers formed a human chain to save a stranded dog. It was a dire situation for a squirrel who needed human assistance. The squirrel made a bold move with remarkable courage. Trying to find a compassionate person to save it, it ventured into a parking lot. Help arrived just in time. After becoming separated from her chick in a heartbreaking moment, a mother bird sought help from humans. Fortunately, her calls for assistance reached a compassionate woman who was fully prepared to rescue her. A red deer was trapped in a frozen river in Siberia. Local hunters noticed it was struggling in the icy water. A team of 4 men worked for 4 hours to carve a path that allowed the deer to escape the river's clutches. They warmed the deer and rubbed it using fire to restore circulation. It was later fed lard and vodka at a nearby garage. The men released the deer and it dashed back into the forest. Here's Cisco, a German shepherd who suffered from gasoline and cruelty. However, fate changed when kind souls intervened. Cisco is now experiencing happiness and love for the first time, demonstrating the healing power of compassion. During its hunt for food, a green bee eater found itself ensnared as the scorching sun rubbed its feathers. The bird was again rescued by a hero, a man who saved it. A friendly neighbor helps a king cobra, a hazardous snake, cool off with a bath as it's hot outside. It is amazing how people and wild animals get along during tough times, such as heat waves. A cow got trapped in a well in a small town in Syria and couldn't get out. Together with some locals, a rescue team saved the day. They carefully lifted the cow back to safety on the surface using an excavator. During an accident, A little sloth fell from a tree and was separated from its mother. Rescuers captured the baby's cry and played it near the tree to capture the mother's attention. She finally arrived for a heartwarming reunion after a patient wait. Animals have feelings, as this touching moment reminds us. A lesson for those who might disagree. Remember, small acts of kindness can make a big difference for needy animals. Let's continue to advocate, protect, and care for them. Thank you for joining us on this compassionate journey. Together, we're changing the world.